स्मृतिपुराणानालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अपार करुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् परित्यज्य मौनं वटादस्थितिं च व्रजन् भारतस्य प्रदेशात् प्रदेश मधुस्यन्ति वाचा जनान् धर्ममार्गेण यं श्रीजयेन्द्रो गुरुर्भाति चित्ते नमामः शङ्करान् वाक्यविजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीगुरुं कृष्णमार्गानुनेता सन्मतिप्रदं सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम्. So in the last class, we saw a little bit detailed explanation for Pratyagrupa and Parakasha. Pratyagrupa, it refers to Ambal who is present inside. Parakasha, it refers to Ambal who is present outside. So Ambal is present both inside and outside. In the Hridaya Kasha and in the Mahakasha, what the meaning. Next nama, Pranada, Prana Rupini. Pranam dadati iti pranada. We all need prana, apana, samana, pradana, vyana. Pranaya swaha, apanaya swaha, samanaya swaha, vyanaya swaha, samanaya swaha, pradhanaya swaha. So when we do pranagnihotam, so it is these 5 pranas are very, very important. That's what Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita. Pachamyannam chaturvitam pranapano samo bhutva pachamyannam chaturvitam. So Krishna says, hey, I am present in everybody's stomach as Jataragni. It is that Jataragni which digests the food that we eat and then distributes the necessary nutrients. Right, Jataragni. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninaha Dehamashrutaha Pranapano Samo Yutva Pachamyanam Chaturvitam. Krishna is present in the form of Vaishwanara Agni. Ambal is present in the form of Prana in everybody. Ambal gives prana to everybody, and Ambal is in the form of prana in everybody. Nada, next nama is Prana Rupini. So, Vagdevis, they thought, okay, there are 8 Vagdevis, right? Shinyadi, Vagdevatari. 8 Vagdevis are there. You just have to imagine, close your eyes. And then one Devi will tell one nama. Another Devi will tell another nama. Here another Devi will tell another nama. And the beauty of Lalitha Sahasranamam is that even though it is composed by multiple people, no namas will be repeated, no fillers will be added like and, or, etc. Nothing will be there. So one Vagdevi said prana, pranada. And then the next Vagdevi thought, hey, if you say pranada, then people will think what? Okay, Ambal is different, prana is different. Normally that's what we think, right? If I make something, I am different, and the product which I made is different. I give you a car. I am different, car is different, you are different. Right? Okay, it is not that. It is not like that in the case of Ambal. Ambal is pranada. She is also prana rupini. Now, there is a Shruti. There is an Upanishad mantram in Taittiriya Upanishad called as Anupravesha Shruti. Tadanupraveshya. Anupravesha Shruti says Ambal created Bhagavan, Brahman, Parabrahman, it created the entire universe. It also entered into the universe. So there is no Bheda Bhavam between the created and the creator. Pranada. Ambal gives prana in the prana rupini. Ambal is in the form of prana and everybody else. That is why even normally we say, hey, if you Tamil Shakti இருந்தா பண்ணுப்பா இல்லைன்னா சிவனேன்னு கடை அப்படின்னு. என்னது Shakti? What is that Shakti? Energy. What is that energy? Ambal, who is present in all of us. Ambal represents the kinetic form. Ambal represents the kinetic energy. Parameshwara represents the potential energy. Kinetic energy, na, that which moves, right? If you have power, then do. Otherwise, don't do anything. Shakti irunda pannu illena shivanenu kadangurane. But as prana, he gives that Shakti to everybody. Pranada. Next is Prana Rupini. So somebody says there is an echo.
Okay, I hope now the voice is clear. If the voice is clear, please let me know. Next is okay, the voice is clear. Thanks a lot. So next shloka is Martanda Bhairavaradhya Mantrini Nyastarachya Dhuru Tripureshi Jayatsena Nistraigunya Parapara. Martanda Bhairavaradhya. Pata Bhedam as Martanda Bhairavaradhya. Aradhya Bhairavaradhya Martanda Bhairavaradhya. That is how we have to understand. Aradhya, who is worshipped. Ambal is worshipped by who? Bhairava Aradhya. Ambal is worshipped by Bhairava. What Bhairava? Martanda Bhairava. Ambal is worshipped by Martanda Bhairava. Now, who is this Martanda Bhairava? Surya Bhagavan is called as Martanda Bhairava. Shaivam worships Surya as Shiva Surya. And then it worships Surya as Martanda Bhairava. Vaishnavam, it worships same Surya as Surya Narayana Swami. Tomorrow is Sunday. Tomorrow is Sunday. What do we say when we do Surya Namaskaram? We say Shri Chaya Savarchanam Bhasameta Shri Surya Narayana Swamine Namaha Om Namo Narayanaya. So we chant this mantra and then we do Namaskar. We do Surya Namaskar. So Suryan is worshipped both as Shaiva. Shaiva is worshipped Surya as Shiva. Vaishnava is worshipped Surya as Bhagavan Vishnu. But Surya, he worships Amba. Martanda Bhairava. Yeah. In Lalitha Sahasranamam, in Arya Dvishati, it says in between the 22nd and the 23rd Avarana. I have told the meaning for entire Arya Dvishati. So in between the 22nd and 23rd Prakaram, Martanda Bhairava is sitting. Martanda Bhairava is sitting. And he worships Amba. Martanda Bhairava. There is a Vidya called as Chakshushmati Vidya. Normally, what do we say? Worshipping Suryan is good for eyesight. Worshipping Suryan is good for eyesight. It is true. Kangetta Peragu Surya Namaskaram. There is a story in which a very famous Carnatic singer, apparently he was losing his eyesight, and he saw Mahapariva. He said, he asked Mahapariva, hey Pariva, what should I do? Mahapariva said, okay, there is a temple in Kanchipuram. There is a temple in Kanchipuram, and in the walls that surrounds the temple pond, the Sevirilla, there is a shloka. There are 100 shlokas on Surya. Surya Shatakam. There is a Kavi called as Mayura Kavi. He composed 100 shlokas on Surya Bhagavan. Mahapariva said, okay, propagate that Surya Shatakam. And he did that. He actually did a culvert inscription of the Surya Shatakam in that temple. And slowly he regained his eyesight back. It's a contemporary story that happened within 1500 years, 15 or 100, 50 or 100 years. So Surya Bhagavan, if we worship, it is good for eyesight. But when we worship Surya Bhagavan, it not only stops with physical eyesight. Normally, when we say eyesight, if we see the deeper meaning, it refers to vision. Vision is different, just seeing is different. Seeing is physical activity. Vision is something greater, right? If we worship Surya Bhagavan, we'll have an expanded vision of things because he kindles our intellect. Surya Bhagavan, he kindles our intellect. The Gayatri mantra, the famous Gayatri or the Savitri mantra, it is for Surya Bhagavan. Tat Savituhu Varenyam, it is called as Savitri mantra. The name came later because of some other reasons, but the mantra is called as Savitri mantra or Savitri Devata mantra. Thiyaha yaha naha prachodayat. It's the prayer, right? You have to kindle our intellect so that we gain a broader vision. It's the worship that we do for Surya Bhagavan, and that Surya Bhagavan himself worships Amba. Martanda Bhairavaradhya. So the next Nama, there are many meanings. We will see a couple of meanings. Mantrini Nyasta Rajyadhu is the Nama. First meaning, just by going on, just if we take the Nama as such, then see the meaning. Mantrini Nyasta Rajyadhu. Ambal gave Rajyam to the Devi called as Mantrini. Mantrini is nothing but Raja Shyamala or Matangi or Meenakshi. இப்பதான் மீனாட்சி பட்டாபிஷேகம் நடந்து மதுரையில மீனாட்சி திருக்கல்யாணம்லாம் நடந்தது இல்லையா? சங்கீத யோகினி ஷியாமா ஷியாமலா மந்திரநாயிகா மந்திரிணி சசிவேஷானி பிரதானேஷி சுகப்பிரியா வீணாவதி வைநிகி ச மந்திரிணி பிரியகப்பிரியா நீபப்பிரியா கதம்பேஷி கதம்பவனவாசினி. These are the namas, Vishesha namas for Mantrini as told in Lalitopakyanam. It is a Navaratri for Mantrini called as Shyamala Navaratri. Navaratri, Kalidasa, he wrote Shyamala Dandakam. Right, they just finished the Shyamala Dandakam chanting class. So, Ambal, she gave her Rajyam to Mantrini because Ambal is Srimata, Sri Maharagni, Srimat Simhasaneshwari, right? So Ambal delegated her Rajyam to Mantrini. Madurai Meenakshi Ammanukku Pattabhishekam. So Mantrini Nyastarajyatu. So Ambal gave her Rajyam to Mantrini. But it doesn't stop there. You can connect this Nama with the previous Nama. What is the previous Nama? Martanda Bhairavaradhya. Mantrini Nyastarajyatu. Mantrini can also mean a mantropasaka. Mantram means mananat trayate iti mantraha. Tra means to protect. Mananat trayate. That which protects you, if you have that in your mind, is called as mantraha. So Panchadashi mantram. You keep on chanting Panchadashi mantram. Or Panchakshari mantram, I keep on chanting Panchakshari mantram. I have an Abheda Bhavam with that Panchakshari mantram with Panchadashi mantram. And that mantram protects me. Tra, to protect mantraha. And a mantropasakaha is called as mantri. A mantropasakaha is called as mantri. The Abheda Bhavam between Mantri and Ambal is called as Mantrini. So here we are probing deep into Mantra Shastra. Mantra Shastra, it is a separate science. It is a technical subject. So let us just understand the basics of it. So mantram, that which protects you when you keep that in your mind, is called as mantra. Those people who are into mantropasaka is called as mantri. And when the mantropasakas they chant mantram, they should not see any bheda bhavam between mantram and the upasya devata. Panchadashi means Panchadashi is Ambal. Panchadashi is different, Ambal is different. We should not have that bheda bhava. Ambal is Panchadashi. Srimad Bhagavataika Swarupa Mukhapankaja Kantathakkati Paryantavadhya Kuta Swarupini Shakti Kutaikata Pannakatyado Bhagadarini Mula Mantratmika Mulakuta Trayakale Kalevaram means body. Mula Kutatraya Kalevara means Ambal has got her Mula Mantram, which consists of the three Kutam as her body. So Ambal's body is Ambal's Mantram. Ambal is not different, Mantram is not different. If you receive Panchadashi from a guru, he's not giving you just a Mantram, he's giving you Ambal herself. If you keep on chanting Panchadashi in your heart at all the time, it means Ambal is constantly present in your heart. Ambal is always present, but you acknowledge Ambal is present in your heart by continuous chanting of mantram. So that is why for a beginner, the mantra japam becomes a part of his life. For a beginner, any mantra japam, it is a part of his life. He chants mantra. Okay, I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. I chant the Panchadashi mantra for 1 hour. Or I chant Panchadashi mantra 15 minutes daily, 100 times. So only for that 15 minutes I chant, remaining 24 hours, 23 hours, 23 point something hours, I don't even care about that mantra. But mantropasana, how it should be done means your mantropasana, instead of it becoming a part of your life, it becomes your life. Mantropasanam becomes your life. You don't have to actively chant the mantra. You can do whatever thing that you want, but in your mind, you will be keeping on chanting mantra. Right? Those people are called as mantris. And for them, they feel no difference between themselves and Amba. Mantrini. We can see this in our day-to-day life. We practice this, we can actually see mantram you will be chanting mantrams in your dreams. No, normally we say, I don't have any control over my dream. Right? We don't have any control over our dream. Dreams just come. But if you keep on chanting mantram, even in your dream, you will chant mantra. So Mahapariva, it is an aside topic that Mahapariva talks about in Daivatin Kural. In a different context, he speaks. Let us not go very deeply onto what is the context. We will discuss that context later. But he says, how do you know if you are doing Bhagavad Bhakti? How do you know if you are constantly thinking about Bhagavan? And Mahapariva tells a clue. You should get that Bhagavan in your dream. Your dream should be, okay, I'm doing puja. You should be doing puja in your dream. If you have done puja wholeheartedly when you wake up, in your waking up state, if you have done puja wholeheartedly, then even in your dream, you will be doing puja. In your wake up time, if you chant mantram, if you do japam, if you do mantra japam with wholeheartedly, the mantra will come in your dream. No, even in your dream, you will be chanting mantra, you will be waking up chanting mantra. All these things are possible. You just have to practice, right? So mantram, you have to this mantra japa as a part of your life to mantra japa as a whole life. That transformation should happen. Mantridi. What does Ambal do? Mantrini Nyasta Rajyaturu. Ambal will give Moksha Samrajyam to those Mantrinis. Or Mantrinis who chant mantra. Ambal will give Moksham, Sayujya Moksham to those people. Says this Mama. We have to also refer the Saundarya Stotram here. Bhavani Tandase, Maivitara Drishtim Sakaruna, Itistotum Vanchat, Bhavani Twamitiyaha. Didn't solve Acharya. So Ambal, she is ready to give herself. Now we have to ask, keep on doing Ambal's Japam. Ambal will come to your heart. Ambal will sit in your heart. You will realize Ambal's presence in your heart. Mantrini Nyastarajyathu. Tripureshi Jayat Sena Nistraidunya Parapara. 4 namas are there. Tripura Ishi. Tripureshi. The Ishwari for the Tripuras. Tripuras can be many things, but Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti Avastha are called as Tripuras. Tripuras. Jagrat, waking up state. Swapna, deep state. Sushupti, deep sleep state. Atma is the master for all these 3 states. Atma is called as Turiyam. This concept is explained in an Upanishad called as Mandukya Upanishad. So Atma is called as Tripuresha. Ambal, because she is Atma Swarupam, Ambal is called as Tripureshi. Tripureshi is also the Adhithana Devata of a Sri Chakra Avarana. Sarvasha Paripuraka Chakra Swamini. Tripureshi. Tripureshi, Guru Kusajanani, Tripura Bhairavi, Ranjani, Madhuripu Sahodari, Talodari, says Dikshidhar in his Navavarana Kriti. Right, so Tripureshi is also one of the Avarana Devata of Sri Chakram called as Sarvasha Paripuraka Chakram. Jayat Sena, ever victorious. Ambal's Sena is ever victorious when Ambal fights with Bhandasura. Ambal fights with Bandasura, she is always victorious. That is why Ambal is called as Jayat Sena. Nistrai Gunya. Ambal is devoid of the 3 gunams. Nistrai Gunyo Bhavarjuna. Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. Nistrai Gunyo Bhavarjuna, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Sattva Gunam, Rajo Gunam, Tamo Gunam. These are the 3 gunas. And Atma, it is Nirguna, right? Ambal is Nirguna. It is why Ambal is devoid of Nistraigunya, Gunatraya Rahita Swarupi. Nistraigunya. Para, 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 apara. Para, 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 apara. When we chant, we have to say para, para. But it is Ambal as Paraswarupam and Aparaswarupam. Para means highest. Apara means lowest. Nirguna Swarupam is Paraswarupam. For Atma, Parabrahman, Nirgunam means without any guna. Normally we think guna is an attribute. Guna is an advantage. But if we think about it, guna is a limitation that is placed on Brahman. Any quality, it is a limitation that is placed on Brahman. I have a blue color ball. I mean, the moment I say the ball is blue color, there are infinite color options for that ball. That ball can be any different color, millions and trillions of color. But I reduce that into blue, right? So when I say blue color, from that millions and billions and trillions of color, I limit that color to only one color. Blue color ball, being a ball, refers to a shape. It can have any shape. It can be a cube, it can be a cuboid, it can be a diamond, it can be a shape in 5 dimensions, 6 dimensions, 21 dimensions. But the moment I say ball, I limit the possibility to a spherical shape which is present in 3 dimensions, right? So the moment we give a guna to a vastu, because blue color is a guna, ball is a guna, shape is a guna for a vastu, right? The moment we give a guna for a vastu, we limit the vastu from infinite number of probabilities, infinite number of possibilities. People who study quantum mechanics can understand this concept, can appreciate this concept. Schrodinger's cat. Yeah. So Schrodinger's cat and the guna analysis of guna and association of guna with Brahman. It's a very interesting topic to think about. So without guna is paraswarupam, higher form. But when Ambal is without any guna, how can mere mortals like us can meditate upon Ambal? It's not possible, right? So the Nirgunam Brahman comes down as a Sagunam Brahman, as Ambal. Right? The Nirgunam Brahman comes down as a Sagunam Brahman. And when that Brahma Swarupam is Sagunam, when a Brahma Swarupam is along with a Guna, we call that as Apara Swarupa. Apara means lower, little bit lower. Nirgunam is the highest form. Paraswarupam. Aparaswarupam is little bit lower form. Sindurarana Vigraham, Trinayanam, all these are gunas for us to meditate upon, right? So, Ambal, she limits herself voluntarily for our advantage, so that we can meditate upon that Ambal. So, para and apara, because Ambal is in both the form. Ambal is called as para. Okay, there are lots of explanation. Bhaskar Raya talks about many different meanings for the stama, but we will stop with this meaning so that it does not get too much technical, because these namas are lots of Vedanta meanings are also there. So we will go to the next nama. Next nama is also the biggest Vedantic meaning. Satya Jnanananda Rupa. It is Brahma Lakshanam. Vedas, they wanted to define Brahman. Right? So Vedas wanted to define Brahman. Any definition, anything can be defined in 2 ways. Anything can be defined in 2 ways. I say, can you define sun? S-U-N, sun, Suryan. Can you tell me what is Suryan? Can you give me a definition for Suryan? Somebody asks. I have a PhD degree in quantum mechanics or PhD degree in nuclear fission. So I say, okay, sun is a huge ball of helium gas which fuses, nuclear fusion happens. So as nuclear fusion happens, it gives out light, it gives out heat. That is sun. If I say that to a lay person, will he understand? Even though that is the correct definition of sun, even though that is the absolute definition of sun, the lay person does not know. Lay person will not gain any knowledge with this definition. He can probably remember the definition, mug up the definition like we do in our school, but he will not gain any knowledge. Why? Because he does not know what is helium gas. He does not know what is nuclear fusion. All these things he does not know. But I go to a 2-year-old kid or a 5-year-old kid. What is sun? I ask that 5-year-old kid. 5-year-old kid will easily reply, hey, what is sun? That thing which comes up in the east every morning. That thing which goes down in the west every evening. That is sun. That's also a definition. But the second definition is called as a relative definition. The first definition, nuclear fusion definition, it is the absolute definition of sun. It's very hard to understand. The second definition, rises in the east, sets in the west. It is a working definition. It is a relative definition. It is only true from Earth point of view. If you go to some other planet, you go to Uranus, this definition will not be valid. But our first nuclear fusion definition will be valid in Uranus as well. Right, but the second definition will not be valid from Uranus because east and west will be different in Uranus, right? So for people with higher intelligence, you need to define it in a certain way. For beginners, for people who are beginning into Jnana Margam, you need to define sun in a different way so that they can also understand. The same line of thought Vedam takes. Like now we talk about pedagogical methods and all, now we speak. But Vedam is the best teacher. So in Taittiriya Upanishad, Vedam defines Brahman in both these definitions, with both these definitions. There is an absolute definition. There is a relative definition. So the absolute definition is called as Swarupa Lakshanam. Any absolute definition is called as Swarupa Lakshanam. This relative definition is called as Tatastha Lakshanam. An incidental definition, a working definition, Tatastha Lakshanam. So what does Upanishad say about Swarupa Lakshanam and Tatastha Lakshanam of Brahman? So what is Brahman, you ask? Upanishad says, okay, Brahman is that thing from which the entire universe came from. Brahman is that which onto which the entire universe is supported. Brahman is that thing onto which, into which the entire universe will go back. That is the working definition of Brahman. Because relative definition of Brahman, you define Brahman relative to the universe. You define Brahman relative to the creation. If there is no creation, then Brahman cannot be defined through this definition. Just like how if you go out of earth, that which rises in the east, which sets in the west, cannot be useful. It won't be useful, right? The same way, if there is no creation, this definition will not be useful, but this is the definition people can easily understand. Yatova imani bhutani jayante ye na jatani jivanti prayanti abhisamvishanti. Says Taittiriya Shruti. Taittiriya Upanishad defines Brahman as this. The same definition Brahmasutrakara also says Tatato Brahma Jagnasa Janmadhyasya Yataha. He says, what is Brahman? Janma Adi Asya Yataha. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayanti abhisamvishanti. Ulagam yavayum kamulavakalum nilayperuttarum neekalum. So by the language of Kambaramayam, the Kadavul Vazhthu that Kambar says, that Kambar sings, the Kadavul Vazhthu and Kambaramayam, the Kadavul Vazhthu talks about this relative definition, Tatastha Lakshanam of Brahman, Ulagam Yavayum Kam Ulavakalum Nilayperuttarum neekalum. But Upanishad also gives out the Swarupa Lakshanam of Brahman. Just like how we define sun as nuclear fusion, helium gas, nuclear fusion, which gives out light, heat, etc. In the same way, the Swarupa Lakshanam is also given in Upanishad. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Brahman is Sadvastu. That which is omnipresent, that which cannot be negated. Sadvastu. Jnana Swarupam. Brahman is intelligent, source of all the intelligence. Anantam. Brahman is that unlimited entity. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is the Swarupa Lakshanam of Brahman. Same Swarupa Lakshanam here. Vagdevis give Satya Jnanananda Rupa. Satyam Jnanam Anandam. Anandam has to be taken as Anantam. Anantam and Anandam, they are same thing in Vedanta. Satya Jnanananda Rupa is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman, that is told in Upanishads. So Ambal's Brahma Sarupam is taken here. Samarasya Parayana. Samaram. Samarasya. Samam. Equal. But is Samarasya Parayana. Ambal does not like high and low. Ambal is high. You all are low in stature. Ambal does not like that. Ambal will bring us up to her level. Samarasya Parayana. Samam. Samaram. Samam means Samaram. Again, remember the Saundarya Lahari Shloka. Bhavanittvangase Mahivitara Drashtim Sakaruna Iti Sutottum Vanchatis Bhavanitvam Itiyaha Tadaivatvam Tasmai Dishasi Nija Sayujya Padavi Mukunda Brahmendra Sputamukta Nirajuta Pada. So the Saundarya Lahari Acharya explains Ambal is sitting there in her Simhasana. There is a bhakta who comes in front of Ambal. All these things, we just have to close our eyes and imagine. This bhakta comes in front of Ambal. What this bhakta wants to say, hey Ambal, hey Bhavani, aham tvam dasame. I am your dasa. Dasa. Right? You are Ishvara, I am your dasa. Mai vitara drishtim sakaruna. Why cannot you give your karunai eyes? Why cannot you give your compassionate looks onto me? This is what this person wanted to ask. Bhavani Tvamdase Mai Vitara Drishtim Sakaruna under double quotes. Itistottum Vanchan. He wants to do stotra of Ambal like this. Katayati Bhavanitvam Itiyaha. So he starts, he opens the mouth, Bhavanitvam Dase. He wants to say, he says Bhavanitvam, and then he takes a breath. What Ambal thought was, hey, he wants Bhavanitvam. Right? The Bhavani-ness. He wants to be me. Right? He wants to be me. He wants my position. Bhavanitvam. Ambal gave that. It is Tottum Vanchate Bhavanitvam iti Katayaha. Tadaivatvam Tasmai Dishasi Nija Sayujya Padavi. Ambal gave Sayujya Ukti to that Bhakta. He was a beggar. He wanted to beg, hey Ambal, my next EMI is coming. I don't have any money in credit card. Why cannot you show your compassionate eyes to me so that I get some money and then I will be out of this credit card debt? That is what this person wanted to ask. But Ambal, because she is Samarasya Parayana, she gives herself to all of us. Samarasya Parayana. This we will finish in this session. Next shloka, next Nama Kapardini, Kalamala, Kamadhuku, Kamarupini, we will see from the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha.